Dan Stevens has mentioned that there might be trouble ahead regarding David and Syd's relationship during Legion Season 2, while also teasing Professor X. Legion impressed a lot of people upon its debut in 2017, and with its second outing right around the corner, star of the show Dan Stevens has teased what fans can expect regarding possibly the most important relationship on the show, between his character David and Rachel Keller's Syd. Stevens commented to Collider that his character's disappearance at the end of Season 1 is going to have its impact. That's a really interesting shift and turn for the relationship. We do see a maturing and a deepening of that relationship, but the great issue of trust comes along, said Stevens. Anybody who gets into a relationship with somebody like David has to assume a certain amount of license with the truth, or certainly a perception of reality. In some of these situations, it seems that David is just flat out lying, and even he's not sure if he's telling the truth some of the time. That complicates the relationship, for sure. They have to work through some of those issues together. Putting David in a relationship with anybody is a fascinating dynamic, and you have the incredible obstruction with not being able to touch, so there are these psychic spaces that they continue to occupy. The mind play that goes on in relationships is fascinating, and it fascinates Noah as a writer. Putting that in our universe, it just gets weirder. One of the big moments of Season 1 was of course the confirmation of David's father being Professor X, revealed to the audience in typically bizarre Legion fashion. Collider made sure to ask Stevens how this knowledge will impact David in Legion's second season. It's always there. It's always plaguing him, ringing bells in the background of whatever is going on. It's less at the forefront of his mind at the beginning of this season, but it definitely comes into play as we move on, as it does naturally for people who discover that they are adopted. It's an intriguing prospect, I'll say that. While Professor X hasn't appeared in the flesh during the show, his wheelchair has, and Stevens explained its origins. That was the actual wheelchair from the X-Men movies, by the way, which was awesome. It came up to Vancouver in a special crate, and there was almost a ceremony as it was unboxed. It was really cool. Whether we will actually get to see Xavier in person during Legion will remain to be seen. While we await the show's return, FX has unveiled a brand new trailer for the second season, which you can watch here. WHAT's The Last Thing Y0 Member, April 3rd. pic.twitter.com/bvukidvo, Legion, at Legion FX, March 6, 2018. Based on the Marvel Comics by Chris Claremont and Bill Sienkiewicz, Legion is the story of David Haller, Dan Stevens, a man who believed himself to be schizophrenic only to discover that he may actually be the most powerful mutant the world has ever seen. From childhood, David shuffled from one psychiatric institution to the next until, in his early 30s, he met and fell in love with a beautiful and troubled fellow patient named Syd, Rachel Keller. After Syd and David shared a startling encounter, he was forced to confront the shocking possibility that the voices he hears and the visions he sees may actually be real. Syd led David to Melanie Bird, Jean Smart, a demanding but nurturing therapist who heads a team of specialists: Ptonomy, Jeremy Harris, Carrie, Amber Midthunder, and Carrie, Bill Irwin, each of whom possesses a unique and extraordinary gift. Together, they help David to recognize and harness his hidden powers. With the support, David finally unlocked a deeply suppressed truth: he had been haunted his entire life by a malicious parasite of unimaginable power. Known as the Shadow King, this malevolent creature appeared in the form of David's friend Lenny, Aubrey Plaza, but is actually an ancient being named Amal Farouk. In an epic showdown, David and his friends battled his demon, ultimately forcing it from David's body. Unfortunately, Farouk found a new host, Melanie's husband Oliver Bird, Jermaine Clement, and escaped. Just when they thought they'd earned a moment of respite, a mysterious orb appeared and took David away to an unknown place. With David and Oliver missing and Farouk on the loose, the team forms an unlikely alliance with the former enemy clerk Hamish Linklater and his well-funded government organization, Division 3. Meanwhile, Amal Farouk, Naveed Negaban, is on a new path to attaining infinite and world-ending power. Legion Season 2 premieres on April 3 on Fox.